Hey guys, so I made a few improvements to my Delta robot this weekend. I added these stainless steel hand wheels to the back of the motor shaft just so I can move the linkages around when the motor is powered off. And I also designed these little stainless steel retaining clamps, and you just, spring open and then they'll keep the hand wheels on. So I just got done making these ribbon cables for my encoders that I'm using, and I figured I'd show you guys what tools I use to do that. And the type of ribbon cable connectors I'm using are TE connectivity micromatch connectors, and they're much lower profile than the standard ribbon cables you would find in your computer. So also I want to show how to, if you don't want to use a ribbon cable connector on both ends, let's say you just wanted to use the connector on the sensor board and the ribbon cable itself, and then you wanted to go to a screw terminal or a set of header pins. I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to be using a rather long piece of ribbon cable because I actually don't know the exact length I need yet, and I'd rather trim it down before I terminate the other end. But I'll do the start of it with you, which will just be connecting the sensors to the main controller board. So I buy this large flat cable for ribbon cables. It has 26 conductors on it, but I only need 8, but it's nice to have the options, like if I needed to make a different size ribbon cable. So you can start by just counting how many you need, and generally you would want to keep the red end just so you can keep track of which way the cable is, but sometimes it's not really going to matter. You can just take a pair of flush cutters and start it, and then it'll just peel apart. So to cut ribbon cable, you can buy ribbon cable cutters, or you can just buy a cheap pair of cutters like this that just use a standard razor blade and a piece of rubber at the bottom here. You can also just use scissors. It's not really that critical because you can just crimp it on with this sticking out and just trim it down later. So the connector I'll be using looks like this. This is the connector that, it's a male connector that connects to the surface mount female connector on the board. And basically we're going to slide the ribbon cable through these little teeth here, and what you want to use is a pair of parallel pliers. They have tools specifically meant for this, but I really like these Nipex pliers. So one thing you want to look out for is the polarity, because these plugs have a polarity. Basically just, you can't plug it in the wrong way, so you want to make sure that you're going to crimp it on the right way. If you do mess up, you can just clip this. Sometimes it might not matter if it's just straight pass through, but you still would prefer to keep that clip on so you can prevent from accidentally shorting your board out. So in this case, I want the cable to look like that. So you just take your cable, and there's grooves in the top part, so we're gonna just keep it like that. And then you take your parallel pliers, and the reason you want parallel pliers is because if you use regular pliers, you could accidentally, come in crooked and bite through the insulation. So you just want to give it simple, like light pressure until it snaps. It'll snap in place here. The two little side snaps snapped in. And this is why it's not really that critical to cut it off super straight, because you can just trim the cable afterward with some flush cutters here. So now we made one end of our ribbon cable, connects to the board like that. So if you wanted to make a connector for a header pin, we're going to use little crimp-on connectors like this. Okay, here's one I've already trimmed and slid in. So I've stripped it much longer than usually would be recommended, but I like to just make it oversized and then trim it down. But we're going to crimp the insulation in the back here And they make crimpers for this, but it's as long as you get a good squeeze on the insulation, you'll be okay. So like that. So that way all the stress is holding on to the insulation. And then the other part we want to wrap around the actual wire. So I usually do one side, then the other, and then just squeeze down. So then I'll trim it off. This actually, I think, works a little better because it'll be a little extra wire there. Makes for a tighter fit with the header pins. And you can put, you can use 8 or more. You know, you can make your own custom connector here, or you can just do a single one like these DuPont cables. So you can do a male or a female. And if you look, there's little tabs, so it'll actually just snap into place. All right. So now we have a female DuPont cable. That's good for header pin type applications. Now if you wanted to use a screw terminal, I really like these ferrules go on the end of cables, and they get crimped on with a tool like this. It's kind of cool. It squeezes from all sides, 4 sides. For a really thin cable like this, you really wouldn't want to put this directly into a screw terminal because you could just cut it off on accident. And this steel, this plated steel connector is going to be a lot more durable. So what I like to do is I basically strip a pretty long section and fold it over itself to where it still sticks out the end of this connector a little, and then I'll fold that over, and then you just crimp it, and now you got yourself a pretty sturdy connector there to put into a screw terminal. Okay guys, that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I'll put links in the description for some of the stuff I've used here, and I'll see you next time. See ya.